There are many points in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure where I and many others could say where the series had peak. It could be the Vitamin C arc, Bites the Dust, Grateful Dead, the last leg of Stone Ocean. But if I were to pick where the series had peak in storytelling, art, and overall thought provoking, I would say it would have to be the two-chapter arc, Break My Heart, Break Your Heart. Break My Heart, Break Your Heart is the closing chapters of the entire D4C slash Ballbreaker arc, and up to this point, many things had happened, but the main thing that sets the ending of this battle is the death of Gyro Sapelli. How cold-bloodedly Funny Valentine just finishes off Gyro that completely shocks the reader and Johnny Joestar. It affects him so massively that even after gaining Tuskak 4, pretty much defeating Valentine, Johnny is still at his lowest. In other parts, the main JoJo, when they get a new ability or defeat the villain, that is where the part ends. However, Araki takes the bold move of continuing the arc off by giving Johnny Joestar the last emotional obstacle. If he lets Funny Valentine keep the Saint's corpse, he'll bring back another Gyro Sapelli. With the new ultimatum, the entire arc switches itself, becoming less of a battle between Stan versus Stan, instead being who is the righteous one. At this point of the part and the series, Araki challenges the reader and the main character with a decision of whether or not Funny Valentine's goals are righteous compared to our protagonist, clashing the morality of characters to the point where even Johnny thinks about it. Funny Valentine breaks down his goals are to protect his country from misfortune. Johnny counters this by bringing up how Funny could just be lying and would just send someone else to finish him off later. To this, Funny Valentine gives Cream Starter and talks about how once he makes a vow, he always keeps it, mentioning Stephen Steele as his example, brings up his dead father's handkerchief, and with one of my favorite lines in the entire part being, "But even in countless other dimensions, my father is already dead and gone. I went to search for him countless times. If there's a way to find him, I'd like to see my father one more time." And to this, Johnny reflects on his views of his own father, thinking to himself how he would never do this for his own father. Maybe Funny Valentine is the righteous one here. Something that Steel Ball Run does amazingly well is showcasing the other character's perspective. Everyone in this part has their own goals and morals. Johnny being a perfect example of this. His goal of trying to walk again could be seen as the most selfish goal out of any of the main JoJo protagonists in the series because it doesn't benefit anyone but himself, as with the other Joestars who wanted to help those around him, with only getting the corpse parts being more of a secondary goal that comes in much more later in the part. And his actions throughout the part can be questioned by the readers and is still downright a broken person from his past. That is why some readers could see Funny Valentine as the good guy of Steel Ball Run. Funny Valentine has a goal that is founded in good faith compared to Johnny. However, if we look deeper into his actions as well, he has no problem with killing innocent people, and he takes very dangerous actions towards Lucy Steele and other people who didn't really need to be taken. D4C Love Train is an ability that could be even seen as more selfish, since it transfers misfortune to other countries and innocent people who are caught in the crossfire. Both of their motives and actions can be questioned by the readers themselves, and that is one of the main themes in this arc and the entire part. It challenges what it means to be righteous, something that continues even through JoJolion. With that, Funny Valentine brings Johnny his last moral opposition. Johnny can give the corpse to Valentine, and in return, another gyro gets brought in. Nearly being convinced by Valentine, he is still unsure. He needs that 1% left. That is where we reach the last moment of the arc. Johnny brings out the gun, telling him how if there's no bullets in the gun, he will believe him 101%. And then we get to one of my favorite moments of the entire part, with each passing panel building up to Funny Valentine about to reach the gun before we reach the classic line of the entire arc and part in general. My heart and actions are utterly unclouded. They are all those of justice. As the last reminder of how determined Valentine is in succeeding. Afterwards, getting the shootout scene between them. Unlike a classic Western where it ends very quickly on a quick draw, instead, Araki takes the step of making the scene linger much more further in a ruthless action. Every single panel drawn with so much brutal attention to detail, feeling the amount of pain that both of them are going through. That is what makes this last fight scene rank up so high for me as one of my favorite moments in the series. Ending with Johnny seeing the ghost of Gyro, saying how sorry he is, how much he wanted to believe Funny Valentine, before finishing him off with the entire ending of the D4C arc, ending with Johnny in tears. And that is what I love about this arc. It is emotionally gripping with the themes of the part all coming together and the dialogue between them having so much weight and memorable moments that stay with you after finishing it, questioning the reader and the main character about their morals up to this point. Araki made the smart decision of not directly telling us who is in the right, as it's something for the reader to decide, and that debate is still being had by fans even after this part's run, showing how much of an impact this arc just leaves you with, including the artwork throughout these chapters, making you feel the drama and weight throughout the entire situation. In my opinion, that is why Break My Heart, Break Your Heart is the peak of Araki's skills as an artist and a storyteller in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And that will be it for this video. I know that this one was a lot more straight to the point and a lot more like forward. I think this was because mainly I scripted this video, which is something I usually don't do for my videos. I usually just go off the dome of my head. But yeah, I decided to just go straight with it and go straight to the point of why I love this arc. And of course, like I usually say in the comments, start a discussion. What do you think is peak JoJo's for you? Because there's a lot of points where a lot of people can say, oh, that's peak JoJo's for me, or someone could say, oh, I feel like that's where Rocky storytelling really peaked at. And yeah, start a discussion, and any other JoJo content y'all want me to make sure to put it down in the comments. And yeah, hopefully you got something out of this video. Hopefully you had a nice day, and yeah, see ya.